So welcome to your 5 minutes of self-care. Now, the topic I'd like to speak to you about today is self-accountability and self-responsibility. And I like to do this from a very loving point of view, not the point of view that I point a finger and you need to take care of your life. No, it's more, what does it really mean to take responsibility for your life? Anything that you experience now is the result of what you have manifested in the past. I know that sounds very harsh, and especially when people go through suffering, when people go through pain. And it's something that you may don't want to hear right now, because why would I actually manifest suffering or pain? It means that in the past, you were able to make decisions and you were able to choose. And the choices that you have made in the past have placed you in that situation that you are in the very moment. And when you realize that, or when we realize that, it's actually a great thing, because that means if we find clarity and a certain consciousness level, we are able to make better choices for ourselves, for our future. And this is a means of empowerment. This is a means of being able to take responsibility and self-accountability. I account for all the things that I have chosen in the past. That's the reason why I'm here now. That's the reason why I'm experiencing this very moment with you. That is the reason why everything is happening around me. So this means I have the power to change that, don't I? This is great, because that means we're not victim. We're not anymore a victim of outside circumstances. But we are able to take the reins, the matters in our own hands. And that's where it gets tricky. How do you make choices from a very clear state of mind, a peaceful heart, and a certain consciousness level that allows you to avoid the past mistakes and the lessons, and that allows you to move and advance and level forward and level up? And are these self-care tools that I have been sharing with you guys for the past 6 years. It is movement, meditation, breathing, working on your belief patterns, working on your trauma healing, and being able to really become so radically honest with oneself that it comes from a place of love, not criticism, not judgment towards oneself, but from a place of discernment. We call this in the philosophy of yoga, viveka. And once we have realized that, then we can step back, reflect, contemplate. What is it that I want in my life, and what is it that I no longer want in my life? What do I have to change within myself to not attract exactly the same scenarios, to not get drained from my energy, not to overgive, not to overplease, whatever your story is? Not to attract the same partner, the same friends, the same workplace, the same boss, the same scenarios of bullying, the same scenarios of mobbing, the same scenarios of not having enough money on my bank account, being in debt, whatever that is. And once you take that responsibility, I tell you, divine creator, God, energy, spirits, universe, life, whatever you want to call it, will reward you. Because you just need to do this one step, this leap of faith where you're like, wait a minute, how can I make things different now? How can I change? And that is something really important to realize. And when you have really, when you start embodying this, then you understand life is a game. Life is a game, and if you understand the rules on how this life is going to be played, then suffering and pain can be eased and can be prevented. I'm not saying to you that we're not going through challenges. I'm not saying that you still don't have to go through obstacles. Not at all. But we are able, with the clarity of mind and with a peaceful heart and with a certain grace, to find solutions to the challenges we are facing. So I wish you a beautiful winter solstice. Enjoy this with your loved ones. And when you are at the table with your family, your friends, your loved ones, and sometimes it can get a bit tense during Christmas. Self-responsibility and accountability. Grace, peaceful heart, conscious, clear mind. How can you respond rather than react? With a lot of love. And this is a great time between Christmas and New Year's to really reflect upon what you'd like to let go in 2024 and what you'd like to invite in 2025. So I give you an example. I had to let go of my corporate job, and it was sudden, but yet again I knew this would happen. And my whole life totally changed. 4 months I've been traveling so much, and I had to figure out what's the next step, which I do know, but everything will be revealed in good time. And change certain, scenarios, belief patterns, heal myself from the previous trauma that I experienced in the past 2 years. While, in the last 2 years, I had to go through healing my benign tumor. Luckily, it was benign. My autoimmune disorder, had to go through financial difficulties while I was working many, many hours and experienced a lot of stress. But it has made me way more resilient, stronger, and more compassionate. And so no matter what you have gone through in 2024, let it go. It's time to let it go now, especially with the winter solstice. Let that go. And make space for something new to come in. New people, new friends, new partners, new boyfriends, new girlfriends, new husbands, new wives, whatever that is what you are wishing for. To create your own life in abundance and in joy and in good health. Namaha. Namaste.